people that's snakes in the realm of the spirit, they begin to come out. You begin to see them use their ugly head and they begin to do stuff. Just like in the natural, it's in the spirit, same way. And see, he said, that's why you got to understand that the earnest prayer of a righteous person, see, he didn't say a demonic person, he said a righteous person has great power and it produces wonderful results. Elijah was as human as we are, and yet when he prayed honestly that no rain would fall, none fell for 3.5 years. Then when he prayed again, the sky sent down rain and the earth began to yield its crops. See, even the weather began to respond to the voice of Elijah. But you got to understand that they didn't hear Elijah, but they heard the voice of God on the inside of Elijah. And see, and that's why we got to understand that even when you begin to read that story, and you heard Elijah kept on telling his servant, go back. What that mean? He stretched out in prayer. He kept on the servant saying, I don't see that. Go back. Go look again. And I think he went 7 times. That tells me that you got to stretch out when you are dealing with something. When you're dealing with warfare, when you're dealing with something serious, you got to stretch out in prayer. We can't just think I'm going to hit it for 5 minutes and think I'm going to get a breakthrough. You're going to have to spend time on this thing. Because see, go back to Acts 12. Because see, when you go back to Acts 12, you begin to see as the church continued to pray for Peter that they didn't let up. That as long as Peter was in jail, when I studied this, it told me that as I studied, it said that they met up at a house, and from the moment Peter went to jail, that's the moment they kept praying. Now you think about if you going through, is somebody going to come over your house and say, girl, we're going to stay there until we get it done. We're going to stay there until we get some results. That tells me that they knew that they had the power to change. They had the power to change the situation. See, because see, when you look at verse 5, look what it says. It said that while Peter was in prison, the church prayed very earnestly for him. The night before Peter was to be placed on trial, he was asleep. See, I want to stop right there, because even when you look right there, it said Peter was asleep. Now this is where these people got ready to kill Peter. That tells me that as I was studying this, it said that Peter was at a place that he was trusting that God was going to deliver him. See, we got to understand that when we're going through major opposition, we're going through major warfare, you got to have a confidence and assurance that God going to come and see about you. You got to remember, this man was surrounded by 16 people. He said, shoot, I'm finna go to sleep. What we do? Man, I can't go to sleep. This stuff getting on my nerve, crying and all this. Peter said, no, I'm finna just go to sleep. And see, and that's what God wants us to be. It said because he was fastened with 2 chains between 2 soldiers. Otherwise, they stood guard at the prison gate. See, even here, it showed me, well, I'm going to take you to, keep your finger right there. When you look at Psalms 37. Because see, I want to let you know that our God, he don't slumber nor sleep. That no matter what we going through, Jesus is already there. He ain't moved by our situation. He's just looking for some people that would trust him and understand he's going to deliver me. He's going to come and see about me. Because see, when you look at Psalms 34 and verse 7, he said, in my desperation I prayed and the Lord listened. And he saved me from all my troubles. See, that's a place that we want to be in. That even that when we feel and when we're desperate, we got to know that we know that we know. I prayed. It ain't just I prayed for 2 minutes. But you see that ED added to the word prayed. I prayed to the Lord. Come on. Go to 4. 34 and 4. He said, I prayed to the Lord and he answered me. My Bible had the ED on there. Some of y'all may say, I sought the Lord and he answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Verse 5 said, those who look to him for help will be radiant with joy. No shadow of shame will darken their faces. Verse 6 says, in my desperation, I prayed and the Lord listened. He saved me from all my